Welcome to an emergency CK podcast directly from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm out here helping out my brothers out with a very, very unique documentary. Hopefully, it comes out pretty dope. And when it's out, I hope you guys can support it and watch it. But with so much stuff that has happened the past 2 days with the Kings, with the NBA, I had to come on here for a couple of minutes to talk about them. And obviously, the big news from today, Mark Jones is in the building. I mean, this man is royalty when it comes to play-by-play broadcast, and the Kings are so fortunate, so blessed to have this dude who is so good. And even though Grant Napier, the play-by-play Grant Napier, was phenomenal for this organization, I believe Mark Jones will do a magnificent job and get the Kings back on track. A huge shout out to my man G-Man, who did a great job with Doug Kersey during the bubble. It was super difficult with, very strange circumstances on how you had to call games. Huge shout out to the legend G-Man, who did a phenomenal job. And I believe he will probably go back to radio, which is where he's best at. And, got much love for that man. He's given me so much advice throughout my life, throughout my career. Huge shout out to Doug Kersey as well. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job with Mark Jones. They already have chemistry. They're really good friends from the past. And it's only going to show when you listen and watch a Kings game. So, other news, it's official. The NBA will begin on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Will the Kings have a Christmas Day game? Probably not, but it would be nice to have one. I think the NBA will probably go marquee matchups, big market teams, as they usually do with the Celtics versus the Sixers or Celtics versus the Bucks, something like that. And then Lakers versus Clippers, or Lakers versus Warriors is probably what's gonna happen. We'll see what happens. If we get like a Kings versus Suns, and y'all know what those Bleacher Report Game of Zones will probably make fun of the Kings, but that'd be fun to watch. Two young teams that will go at it 3 days into a season. Let me know what you guys think about that. Also, the news broke that with that specific date, they may allow 25 to 50% capacity for the arena suites and potentially some people in the front rows. But there will be protocols such as masks, social distancing, coronavirus testing. Will they do this? It's very, very interesting because we obviously saw what happened with the MLB. We are seeing what's happening right now with the NFL, where the Raiders have been fined over $500,000 already because they broke their COVID rules. And I think it's going to happen where the NBA won't be as lucky as what they were at the bubble, in a very secluded area where it was kind of hard to go out and get the virus. With traveling and stuff like that, being around other people, you probably will have an outbreak. How will the NBA handle those situations when it does happen? Is it going to happen? I'm pretty sure it will. And when it does happen, how are they going to handle it? Which is the big question. So I'll keep you guys updated on whether or not fans will be available. I just want to go back to games, man, covering this team on the floor, watching them and just watching basketball. Other news, the Kings hired another assistant, Coach Rex Calaman, who has coached for the Clippers, the Raptors, the Oklahoma City Thunder, very respected around the league, very experienced, a nice addition to this coaching staff, surrounding Luke Walton with more experience, which is a very good thing. So I believe that's a good move. Another one where people were really talking about was the new Kings uniforms. They're the city editions, I believe, alternate jerseys. It has a lot of OKC vibes to it. Some people say it has the Miami Heat vibes to it. I think it has, well, it's kind of hard to tell from the pictures because they're really photoshopped, which they look really good, by the way, but I don't know what the true color is like. Is it an orange, or is it like a bright orange, red orange? Is it a red? I like the checkers. I like the blue, but it does give me that OKC vibe. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Rate it from 1 to 10. Let me know in the comments. The Bucks, they are saying that they are very interested in Bogdanovic. Not any breaking news. I've been talking about this for about 3 months now. I've always said Bogey would be such a great fit with the Bucks. He would essentially replace Malcolm Brogdon, who really, really helped that team when Giannis would go to the bench, or even when he was playing with Giannis, because he's such a good shooter, such a good playmaker, such a good player overall, very good defender. And Eric Bledsoe just doesn't get the job done during the playoffs. He's failed on multiple occasions already. And I think they're ready to end that experiment, move on. And if that would be the case, this is a deal that could potentially make sense, which would be Bogey and Harrison Barnes would be going to Milwaukee, and then the Kings would receive Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, and the number 24 pick. Would you guys make that happen? Now, I know a lot of people are like, nah, I wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it's not an awful trade, because if you put Eric Bledsoe as your sixth man, you bring him off the bench, which, if y'all remember, he was really good off the bench with the Clippers. In that type of role, I would love that. Just imagine Eric Bledsoe as a Dennis Schroeder type player, who Dennis Schroeder obviously was phenomenal off the bench for Oklahoma City Thunder. Imagine Eric Bledsoe destroying second units. Imagine De'Aaron Fox taking the break and they're playing up-tempo basketball, which is a dream scenario if Luke Walton decides to play to their strengths. And then you take out Fox and you just put in another speed demon, a physical specimen like an Eric Bledsoe. I would love that. That is exactly what the Kings would need. A true point guard who is a great defender off the bench. No disrespect to Kojo. Eric Bledsoe is levels above him, and he would be the ideal fit off the bench. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, at number 24, you would have a variety of options. I like that idea, honestly. And then the wild card, Dante, who I love. I mean, this kid, 40-inch vertical, can shoot the ball, is a very well-rounded team defender, has a lot of growth still. I like it. I like it, man. And then they take on Harrison Barnes' big contract. Now I love it for the Bucks because they're getting two really, really good basketball players. Bogdanovic will really help them out right off the jump. And then Harrison Barnes would be a fourth option, fifth option on that team. That is exactly what he needs to be. He's going to add that defensive versatility. Just think about this lineup. Bogey, Giannis, Harrison, Middleton, and Lopez. Wow. Positionless basketball at its finest. I would love to watch that. That would be a very, very interesting lineup. A lineup that I believe would win the NBA championship. I said it. I believe if this happens, they would win the NBA championship. I'm not stuttering either. So write that down. I'm on record saying it. If they can pull this off and get a Harrison Barnes and a Bogey Bogdanovic to add to what they already have, they would win the NBA championship, in my opinion. Just to give you guys specifics, it will be a 72-game regular season. Now, again, we don't have a schedule out. That's 10 games less. Some people will complain. The old timers will say, well, they didn't play 82 games, blah, blah, blah. But under the circumstances, the fact that we're living in a pandemic, you have to have 72 games. You don't want it to drag into, again, September, October, where the ratings were low. And again, it's super overrated that people are saying that the ratings are low. What we have to take into account is that a lot of people my age or even a lot younger than me are watching games off of Reddit, off of any stream website that will showcase the games for free. People don't want to pay for cable no more because they have all these different avenues, and the way people receive their information is via social media. So that is a huge platform where the national outlets don't really benefit from. So that's where the ratings come from. And I understand their frustrations, like people aren't really tuning into the actual game. But that's just the era that we live in today. That's society, man. It's social media. And if you're not on social media, what are you doing? And that's pretty much it. I just want to come on here to talk about this. I know a lot of you guys wanted my opinion on that. And as I posted today, I went to a park here in North Phoenix. I felt great for the first time in about a year and 5 months. No pain in my ankle. The journey's been tough in terms of anytime I would hoop, my ankle would swell up. And it was like, man, here we go again. And I did kind of tweak the ankle twice, but it wasn't anything major throughout this 1 year and a half, essentially. And today I was making movements that I was making before I got injured. And it just feels so good. It gave me so much energy to even do this. And I just want to share my joy with you guys. And obviously, I appreciate the support and the feedback I've already received on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. And on behalf of the entire CK family, I'll see you guys next week, possibly on Tuesday, with the live podcast with my boy Ty. Huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to Corey, who has done a marvelous job with sending me all the graphics and making all these videos happen. Huge shout out to Corey Moore, man. Keep doing your thing. We're super proud of you. And on behalf, once again, of the entire CK family, we'll see you guys on the next one.